Did you catch wind of the recent buzz around UFOs? It seems like Congress might just be ready to spill the intergalactic beans. Former military insiders are raising eyebrows, hinting that there's more to the UFO story than meets the eye. But what exactly could the government be keeping under wraps? And if you thought that was mind-bending, how about the mention of non-human biological matter? So let's uncover what we know so far about Congress's UFO investigation. David Fravor, a former Navy commander, recounted a remarkable encounter that unfolded back in 2004. Alongside 3 fellow military pilots, he witnessed an extraordinary sight: a white object shaped like a tic-tac, suspended just above the Pacific Ocean while they were flying in their jets. As they began to investigate the unusual sighting by descending closer, Fravor described how the unidentified craft, strikingly lacking any visible wings, rotors, or exhaust systems, unexpectedly started ascending, drawing nearer to his fighter jet. Fravor shared that the UAP inexplicably vanished from sight, only to reappear moments later, but this time at a jaw-dropping distance of 60 miles away. Fravor claimed, "The technology that we faced is far superior to anything that we had, and there's nothing we can do about it, nothing." So the US Congress recently pulled back the curtain on an extraordinary investigation, and they are initiating a program that could be all about retrieving and even reverse engineering those unidentified flying objects. Jimmy Carter bided his time for 4 years before finally revealing his encounter with an unidentified flying object, UFO. The incident occurred in 1969 when Carter was a private citizen, sandwiched between his roles as a Georgia state senator and the governor of the state. One evening, after attending a Lions Club meeting, he witnessed a perplexingly luminous object suspended in the sky. Rather than immediately sharing this experience, Carter chose to keep it to himself. It wasn't until 1973 that he decided to formally document his sighting, submitting a report to the International UFO Bureau in Oklahoma. The conclusion? No significant discovery to be made. A simple analysis of astronomical data uncovered that the celestial object Carter observed on that specific date and location was none other than Venus, a radiant body whose intense brightness has misled numerous UFO enthusiasts in the past. Carter stands among a line of prominent figures who have exhibited curiosity toward what is now politely termed unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. Back in 2016, during an interview, former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton was questioned about UAP, and her response was, "I don't know. I want to see what the information shows. There are enough stories out there that I don't think everybody is just sitting in their kitchen making them up." In 2021, when posed with a comparable question, former President Barack Obama offered his insight by stating, "There's footage and records of objects in the skies. We can't explain how they moved or their trajectory. And so, I think that people still take seriously trying to investigate and figure out what that is." On July 26, 2023, a significant development unfolded as the House Oversight Subcommittee on National Security, the Border, and Foreign Affairs dedicated a full day to address the matter at hand. This session featured a multitude of witnesses, most notably former Air Force Major David Grush, who held an intriguing narrative to share. In 2019, Grush assumed the leadership of a government task force dedicated to investigating UAP sightings, a role that held immense importance. This assignment wasn't undertaken lightly, with over 650 reported incidents of flying objects exhibiting unconventional aerial behaviors, such as intricate maneuvers defying conventional aeronautical principles by U.S. Navy pilots and other American military personnel. The situation demanded serious attention. These objects demonstrated capabilities like loop-the-loop motions and instantaneous directional changes that surpassed the limitations of existing technology. Impressively, no discernible exhaust emissions were recorded. Startlingly, some of these objects executed turns so abruptly that any human occupants would have experienced lethal G-forces. Adding to the intrigue, in 2020, the Pentagon publicly released videos documenting 3 of the Navy's sightings, irrefutably affirming the tangible existence of these UAPs. However, Grush's testimony extended far beyond mere accounts of enigmatic sightings. As per the witness, the U.S. military has purportedly held custody of remnants from UAPs that crashed for decades, actively engaged in persistent endeavors to unravel their technological secrets. Remarkably, these assertions didn't conclude there. The government's purported involvement extends to the retrieval of non-human biologics and awareness of non-human activities tracing back to the 1930s. These astounding declarations prompt a natural question. Where does one even begin? In response, Representative Glenn Grothman, R.Wiz., the panel's chairman, opted for a touch of humor to set the tone. He said, "Welcome to the most exciting subcommittee in Congress this week." However, the atmosphere turned somber as Grush's testimony unfolded, revealing substantial gaps and inconsistencies in his sourcing. While he was informed of the existence of a crash retrieval and reverse engineering initiative during his tenure leading the UAP Sightings Task Force, his direct involvement in the actual program was met with a denied access. Even before the hearings, he experienced repercussions for publicly discussing his findings, although he refrained from disclosing the exact nature of these consequences. Allegedly, he also possessed knowledge of multiple colleagues who suffered injuries due to UAP activities, yet he refrained from providing any concrete details. Grush maintained that divulging more information than he already had would unavoidably expose classified data. According to Pentagon spokeswoman Sue Gao's statement to Time, the Department of Defense, DoD, has conducted an extensive investigation, and up to this point, has not unearthed any credible evidence supporting the validity of claims about historical or ongoing programs involving the possession or reverse engineering of extraterrestrial materials. Goff emphasized the department's unwavering dedication to transparency and responsibility in its dealings with the American public. She affirmed the DoD's steadfast commitment to promptly and comprehensively inform Congress of relevant matters. This doesn't imply that the 650 reported UAP sightings should be disregarded. Numerous legislators and military personnel contend that a thorough investigation is warranted, particularly if these sightings potentially involve advanced military technology developed by adversarial nations such as Russia or China. During the recent hearing, U.S. Navy fighter pilot Ryan Graves emphasized the urgency of addressing the matter. If UAP is foreign drones, it is an urgent national security problem. Graves shared his personal experience encountering a UAP off the shores of Virginia Beach during a training drill. He further emphasized, if it is something else, it is an issue for science. Navigating the realm of science becomes a perplexing endeavor, especially when contemplating the reasons and means behind extraterrestrial visits to our specific corner of the universe. The intricacies become particularly pronounced when considering the purpose and logistics of extraterrestrial encounters. Within the Milky Way, a staggering number of approximately 400 billion stars reside, with nearly every star being accompanied by at least one planet. Many stars even host multiple planets, paralleling the layout of our solar system. To offer perspective, our galaxy spans about 100,000 light-years across, an expanse that's roughly equivalent to nearly 9 trillion kilometers, or 6 trillion miles, for a single light year. It's crucial to acknowledge that, in line with Einstein's enduring principles, no entity or object can surpass the speed of light, a limitation that has stood unchallenged so far. Even merely approaching this incredible velocity necessitates an extraordinary level of technological advancement. Now amplify these statistics by a staggering 2 trillion, the approximate count of galaxies that NASA's Hubble Space Telescope observations have calculated to exist in the universe. This expansive number paints a vivid picture of an immense multitude of planets and an astronomical expanse of cosmic territory, all of which a visiting spacecraft would need to traverse to reach our relatively diminutive planet. Conceivably, our planet could hold a distinct attraction for an exceptionally advanced civilization due to our status as intelligent beings. Yet, the sole indicators of our intelligence thus far would be the radio, television, and various electromagnetic broadcasts that have been radiating into space ever since the inaugural radio signal was transmitted in 1895. These transmissions journey at the velocity of light, implying that as of 2023, any extraterrestrial society beyond a cosmic span of 128 light-years, remarkably proximate to our vicinity, would remain oblivious to our existence. It's plausible that such advanced cosmic neighbors might exist, potentially equipped with nearly light-speed technology. Conceivably, they could have been visiting our planet since the 1930s. It's even conceivable that government entities possess comprehensive knowledge of these events, and despite the long-standing propensity for leaks within Washington's intelligence circles, have somehow managed to maintain a remarkably tight-lipped secret for nearly a century. Aligning all these speculative scenarios, each with its inherent improbabilities, could lend credence to Grush's captivating narrative. However, the scientific approach tends to favor uncomplicated explanations, as these often prove to be accurate. While we may not yet possess a definitive explanation for the nature of UAPs, a thorough investigation is certainly warranted. Nevertheless, our understanding should lead us to develop a strong conviction about what UAPs are not. So what are your thoughts about these mysterious sightings? Are they real or not? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. We read all of them. With that said, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.